Yo 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 yo, what's up? What's going down? What's popping, my good folks? How we feeling here on this blessed Sunday, man? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, my friends, my family, everybody. Welcome in. How we doing? How we feeling, man? How's it going? Back in this thing, man. Hope y'all are doing very well today. In this hot, humid Georgia heat. But I'm not complaining because I love the summertime. I tell y'all that all the time. I love spring. I love summer. I love it. This is my favorite 2 seasons of the year. Spring, summer. I don't really like the cold weather. So I'm cool with it. I'm gonna appreciate it when it's here. Because like what? 3-4 months from now, I'm gonna be wishing it was still July. Yes, summer and the spring, man, that's the best time. You know, you get out, you travel. You know, if you got a green thumb, you're taking care of your plants, your garden. It doesn't get dark outside till around 9 o'clock. How could you not like this time of the year? How could you not love this time of the year? I just can't stand when it's real cold, man. I can't. I don't like it. I don't like when it gets dark. 5:20, 5:30. Don't be want to move in that cold weather, man. I don't like it, man. I like hot weather. So, as we say, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat so far. Got my dog Cool C is in the house. What's going on with you, Cool C? Appreciate you coming in, man. Hope you are doing very, very well, my friend. Ron Thomas is in the building as usual. What's going on, Big Ron? Also, happy belated birthday to Ron Thomas. Y'all make sure if you haven't yet, to wish Ron a happy birthday. Lisa checking in, 404 in the house. Shout out to everybody in the 404. Shout out to everybody inside the perimeter, outside the perimeter, you know, the outskirts, the country, everywhere in Metro Atlanta and Atlanta, as we know, the home of the Dirty Birds. Cool as Dre in the building. I always be want to say Cool and Dre whenever I see your name, Cool, and that's that the famous producers from Miami. Speaking of Cool and Dre, speaking of Atlanta, rest in peace to Rico Wade, who passed away not very long ago, but I saw one of the members of Cool and Dre speak very well on Rico Wade after he passed. He said before they became, you know, well-known producers or famous producers, when they were still grinding, trying to get a deal, trying to get people to buy their beats, they came to Atlanta, and they wanted to meet Rico Wade. That was one of their heroes in the production game. And to their surprise, he said Rico Wade showed them an incredible amount of love. He talked to them, and I want to say, I don't want to put words in their mouth or misrepresent them, but them or him, but I want to say I think he mentioned that Rico invited them to some type of barbecue or function that they were having later on in that day of the weekend, and he has a picture of him and Rico Wade back in his younger days, you know, back before anybody knew who Cool and Dre were. But you know, that was just a story that popped in my head as I saw your name. Dirty Birds 67 in the house. What's going on with you, Dirty Birds? How we doing? How we feeling? Appreciate you coming in. Noah is in the house. So my car gets hot. Enjoy it. Now it do now. Hey, it do. But my air conditioner be working. I park my car and I have all that condensation dripping on the pavement. Yeah, now you're gonna put your car into overtime in this Georgia heat. That is for sure. Your car and your AC inside. That's definitely for sure. That's definitely for sure. Speaking of your AC, y'all, what do you set your air conditionings, well, your thermostats on in the summertime? You know, I be always interested to know I'm gonna tell y'all my pattern of what I do at the crib. In the daytime, when I'm away, and this is only in the summertime. This changes in the fall and the winter. You know, well, spring and summer, because springtime in Georgia it be hot as you know it also. But anyway, when I'm away from the house in the daytime, I normally am going to set it at either 78 or 79. Lately, I've been doing more 79 in the daytime when I'm away. I'm not here. You know, nobody's at the house. We all away. So I'm setting it at 78 or 79. Now, when I come back home, you know, I'll go ahead and tick it down to 78 to 77 so that the air conditioning can come on and the system can start pulling out all the hot air that's in the house, trapped in the house, pulling it out and bringing cool air in. Now, as it gets, when it's time for me to lay down and go to sleep, I'll bring that thing down to 73. You know, I get it real cool, bring it down to 73. That way, when I wake up, it's real cool in the house. And then when I leave in the daytime, you know, to start my day, do my work or run my errands or whatever, it's going to be a few hours before the air conditioning comes back on. You know, that just works for me. You know, it helps me out on my power bill. Because I know some people, man, I just put mine on 67. I just put mine on 69 and it run. I'd be like, boy, I know your power bill be high. I know your power bill be high. Because honestly, man, when I'm not here, if I'm out working or running errands, I don't need it to be an ice box in here, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be using that power. But, you know, what y'all do? Dirty Bird said, never like cold weather. Me neither, bro. That ain't my thing. That ain't my thing. T Terry is in the building. What's going on with T Terry? How we doing? How we feeling? My guy, what's happening, man? Got our brother Winston Thornton is in the house. What's going on, my brother? Says, what's going on, Buck and Chat? Smash the like button. 804 in this build. 804 in this thing. Shout out to the whole VA in this thing. And y'all make sure if you're not already subscribed that you do subscribe to Winston and his tag team partner John Harris at the Eye Test. And they're normally on every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Georgia, Texas boy is in the house. What's going on with Georgia, Texas boy? What's going on, man? Says what's happening and tied in the Falcons family. The new era is here. The Atlanta Falcons will rise in 2024. Let's blow the horn of that. Oh, I got the bell back over here, man. I ain't ringing the bell in a while, man. Ring the bell. I forgot about the bell. I hadn't been on so long. I be forgetting about the bell sometimes. My little goddaughter, she come over here and play with it all the time and be tearing it up sometime. But, you know, I'm going to have to buy a new louder bell. We're going to get us another bell. Georgia, Texas boys is 77, 78. Overnight, 74, 75. Yeah, that's up my wheelhouse. Exactly, Georgia, Texas boy. 69, 67, 69 light bill, 400. Right? I be like, boy, what do y'all work at? Y'all can afford to pay them light bills this time of the year? Like, yeah. I asked that question on my Facebook not long ago. And I was surprised by how many people would say, like, man, mine be at 67, 68, 69. And I never touch it. We never touch our thermostat in the summertime. We just set it at 68, 69, and that's how it is. We never ever touch it. I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, how do y'all afford that, dog? In this heat, how do you afford that? Either that or y'all got some 20, either that or you done spent. Either way, how do you afford it? But either that or you have spent about 20 grand on your HVAC unit. You know what I'm saying? So either way, you paying some money. So I don't know, man. These people must got some hell of a side hustles that they ain't told nobody about. Got our dog RJ in the building. RJ Falcon 242 says, what's up, big homie? Tidy, glad I finally caught it live. Been a part of the replay game for a minute. Shout out to the replay gang in the house. Hey, but that's all good, man. The replays do very well. So I appreciate everybody that go back and watch the replays. And you know, it's my fault that people don't catch the lives because I be so sporadic, man. I don't have a set schedule, you know, which I should. Like, hey, I'm gonna be live every Monday at this time or live every Thursday at this time. You know, that's what a smart person would do, but I'm not very smart. I'm not very smart. I'm not. But that's on me, man. It just be sporadic. Like today was sporadic. Yesterday was sporadic. I'm gonna try to do better, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do better. Just pray for me, man. Pray for me. Pray for me. Once it says Braves coach being investigated for threats towards Jazz Chisholm. Oh, I have not seen that. I'm about to check that out when I get off here. That's interesting. I wonder what kind of threats were they like. And heard nothing about that. Dirty Bird said that bail signing week. Yeah, it is, man. I told my goddaughter, man. He done came on here and she be having a bail and dropping it, and I have to go in here and try to fix it. So I'm about to buy a new bail. I think this one ran this course. I'll buy a new one from Amazon. Yeah, that one on his last legs. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the business, man. Y'all make sure that you run up them likes for your dog, man. Hit that like button. Keep the comments coming, and let's get to the business. As y'all see on the caption, Atlanta Falcons fans get too emotional over these players. What I'm going to do, I have compiled a list of current or former players that I feel like really make our fan base get very emotional, get very polarizing, and just get very intense about certain players. I want to talk to y'all about it, and I want y'all to talk to me about it, man. And just like, let's discuss this, man. When these players' names get mentioned, or if there is a dialogue or a debate, discussion, what have you, normally it's going to get intense. When these players' names get mentioned, it just brings those feelings out of people, So, let's definitely discuss that as well. Before we jump into that, let's answer this question. Jordan Takes, what's your title? What are your thoughts on what the defense could be? I think they got it's a lot of young guys on this defense, of course. So I think they have potential to do some good things and potentially do some great things these next 2 to 5 years. I'm gonna be honest, Georgia, Texas boy. I'm not expecting a top 10 defense in 2025. I'm just gonna be flat out honest with you. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm just gonna be honest. For me, I don't remember the exact ranking, but I think we would rank somewhere around 25th or 26th last year in total defense in the league. If we can just get a top 18, top 19 defense, I would be good with that. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to have a top 10 defense. Don't make it seem like I'm trying to say that we can't do it. You never can say never, but I'm just, basing this off the guys that I see that's on the team. A lot of young guys, we brought in some vets, and once like Leonard Floyd, I think he's had 8.5 sacks the last 3, 4, 5 years, at least that amount. And I think it was a good signing, but gotta be honest, he's getting up there in the age. And my Falcons PTSD kicks in. We typically are gonna assign a pass rusher, who's over the hill, and getting that one last check. Most recently, Matthew Judon. So I don't know what he's gonna bring. I just hope he still has enough gas in the tank to come in and provide at least 8 or 9 sacks. I would love to have more. Then you got a lot of young guys too that are going to be expected to step in and play very pivotal roles in this defense. Namely the guys that we got in the first round of the draft. James Pierce Jr., Jalen Walker, and the facts of the matter is typically rookies just don't come in on defense. Well, I shouldn't say defense. Typically in the NFL, rookies just don't come in playing very good football. That very rarely will happen in the NFL. It does happen, but way more times than not, it's a process with rookies. They got to get acclimated to the game. They got to learn the game, get used to the speed of the game, get used to the grind of the season. So I don't know if we can expect Jalen and James Pierce to come in and just be dominant players, because in all likelihood, that's not going to happen. That's probably not going to happen till around year 3. Just being honest, you want to see them continue to get better every single year, but it's a process. You got some young guys in the defensive backfield as well. But my apologies to you, Georgia Texas boy, because now I'm rambling. But just to answer your question, man, if we could be top 18 or top 19 in total defense this year, I'm good with that. Because I feel like that should at least get us in the playoffs. And we also should win some games that we probably should not win on paper if that defense can finish ranked around 17th or 18th. That means we're right there in the middle of the pack or close to the middle of the pack. So just the top 19 defense, I'm good with that. Whether that be ranked 13th or ranked 17th, I'd be okay with that. Let's see what else we got here. Got my dog A1 Forever Sports in the building. What's going on? What's the tip? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Y'all make sure to check out A1 Forever Sports right here on YouTube as well. Always putting out great content. Always doing great interviews. Always doing a hell of a job. So if you're not subscribed to their channel, to his channel, make sure you go over there and subscribe to the channel, man, and soak up some of the best. I always have to keep in mind that he just does not do Falcons content. Some of the best content, Georgia related, that you're gonna find in the sports stratosphere. Got my dog Tragic Preston in the building. Shout out to the 478. We in this thing. 478 in the building. Shout out to everybody in middle Georgia, all the counties from Bibb to Houston to Spalding, Pulaski to Dooley, all the counties, man. Shout out to the whole 478. Georgia Texas boys, the same here. I see being better than the last 2 seasons. Yeah. Just get some significant improvement. I think after that, we can just continue to build on that. I don't want to look too far ahead, but I want to see them continue to draft defense heavy in the early parts of the draft in 2026 as well, even though we don't have a first round pick. But I still want to see them continue to focus on the defensive side of the ball like they did this year. Georgia Texas boy said, to be honest, I didn't think we need a top 10 defense, but it would be nice as long as we can get above 20. That's exactly where I'm at, bro. Because I expect the offense to continue to be a top 10 offense this year. Again, I'm going to be honest. I expect Michael Penix going to have his highs and his lows. There are going to be some games where we look at Penix like, oh, what are you doing, son? Goodness. That's expected. First year as a full-time starter, he going to have to go through that learning curve, But I expect him to hit his stride around about week 10. It's gonna click and be like, oh, that boy balling now. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, you want to lean on Bijan and you want to lean on Tyler Algier. You want to really lean on your running game. You're gonna put them young legs to use. Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson, man. Kind of similar to what Michael Turner was able to come in and do in 2008. When Matt Ryan was a rookie, we leaned on Turner, and then we did not expect Matt Ryan to do a whole lot as a rookie. We leaned on our running game, and I think our running game is great enough coming into the season with Bijan and Tyler that we can we can have a similar type offense as well. Now, guys like Drake London and Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts, especially in the contract year, they probably don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear me talking about be a run heavy offense, but I want to win games. I'm not worried about their stats. I want to win games. I want to see this team get back in the playoffs, and just try to make Penix do as least as possible when possible. I think that'll be a key to success. Noah says, are you referring to just current players or retired players included in this conversation? Both, Noah. We're going to talk about both, current and retired. We're going to talk about both. Noah says, Judon was killing in 2022, then became watched once he arrived in Atlanta. Yeah, I talked to some Patriots fans, and they were telling me, because I don't follow Patriots, they were saying that Judon always started off on fire the beginning of the year, and then as the season progressed, his play would really fall off. Guy that I was talking to said he was glad to to see Judon get traded. He was like, man, watch what happened. You gonna see. He ain't what he's not what y'all think he is, and he was right. Georgia Texas boy says, I love the upgrades and additions made this offseason. I do too. I think we're finally headed in the right direction finally. A1 Federal Sports says, question, is Troy Anderson on the bubble in training camp? Man, that's a damn good question, bro. Is he on the bubble? I would say possibly. No. A very slight possibility. Very slight possibility. But if I had to give a definitive answer, I would say no. I don't think the Falcons wanted to give up on him just yet while he's still on a rookie contract, the final year of his rookie contract. You know, I feel like they certainly want to bring him out of camp into the regular season on the active roster and see if this last season can make Troy become the player that they anticipated him being, or Terry Fontenot, because Arthur Smith isn't here, or at least Terry Fontenot thought he would be when they took him second, which was a very risky draft selection for a guy out of Montana State who played a variety of positions. So I would say it's a slight chance, but if I had to be definitive with it, I would say no. I don't think he's on a bubble, but it could happen. Let's see here. Jordan Texas boy said, yeah, if Troy can stay healthy, watch out with his linebacker core. I hope you're right, bro. I sure hope you're right. I definitely hope you're right about that, because linebacker core, that's the I don't want to say the heart of the defense, but it's kind of the heart of the defense, you know. Linebacker core, interior defensive line, you know, you really need those to really be clicking in order to have a dominant type defense, which we haven't seen in a very long time in Atlanta. I know everybody likes to bring up the defense when I think we finished ranked 9th before Jimmy Lake got here, but they weren't dominant. You know, a lot of shit just fell in place at the right time for that defense. Went against a lot of trash quarterbacks that year, but they weren't dominant at all. If we'd have got to the playoffs, they'd have got exposed. Tonio in the house. What's going on, Tonio? How you doing, my brother? Hope you having a good Sunday, man. Noah says, I dead-ass thought Atlanta had the Avengers on defense when they had Judon Simmons, AJ Bates, and Jared. It's all good, man. We was all at our positive caps on, trying to be positive about the situation. It looked good on paper. It looked good on paper, man. But Father Time started knocking at a couple of those guys' door, and they just could not be the players that we really needed them to be ultimately. Travis says, my main concern is defensive tackle. I mean, Grady wasn't Arizona, but he was the best we had. So who replaced his production and leadership? That's a good question, man. And Travis, that's some of the reason that when the conversation was brought up, when the conversation was, should we also get rid of Amyamata? I was like, no, you can't get rid of Amyamata, because you don't want to lose both your established vets in one offseason, you know, especially when you don't have to. And you know, you speak of that production, that's where he can step up and, you know, and keep some consistent veteran production and also leadership. You know, you need that leadership in the locker room. So that's why I didn't think it was a good idea to release David Onyemata. Now, to be honest, like, I don't think it'll happen, but Onyemata still could be released. But I'm gonna go under the premise that he will be here. So Onyemata will be here. You know, you need Root, you know, to have a very strong second year. You know, we can get a strong second year out of him. Defensive line can be pretty steady. That's gonna be another position group that I'm gonna look out for and see what happens with them. I don't think we had a personnel and the personnel and the experience. Going back to my point about experience, I don't think we had a personnel combined with the experience just yet. For that defensive line to be a very dominant force But hopefully with time, more proper personnel and experience within the next couple of years, they can definitely get there. A1 Feather says, if you can stay healthy, we good, but that's the main thing I'm worried about with him. Yeah, reminds me of Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch Out, who was known for having a glass jaw. You know what I'm saying? Very brittle, gets hurt very, very easily. But let's hope Troy does have a healthy year. He doesn't get hurt. I think when they had the OTAs, I think he went in the OTAs nursing an injury, him and Kyle Pitts. Or at least that's what the team was putting out, or somebody was putting it out. You know, I was reading that somewhere. Terry Ocean Boy Martin Jr. What's going on with Terry? How you doing today, my friend? Hope all is well on this nice Sunday, man. Appreciate you coming through. Georgia takes voice, so we got Morgan Fox and looking for Root to take that next step. Correct about Root taking the next step, and Morgan Fox. I just hope he still got a lot left in the tank. You know, he's kind of getting up there a little bit in age also, so I hope he still has a lot left in the tank. I don't want him or Leonard to have a Matthew Judon type of season for us. I'm just tired of seeing that. Terry said, "Hey man, hit that like button." Yes, Terry, thank you for that, bro. Make sure you do hit the like button, man. Appreciate that. Thank you very much in advance. And make sure that you do follow us also on Facebook at Atlantabirdgang as well. I know I'll be slipping on YouTube, y'all. I promise I'm gonna try my best to do better, to stop being so sporadic, be more consistent. But in the meantime, you follow us at Atlantabirdgang on Facebook. We have more consistent content coming out on Facebook because it's just easier to push out content on Facebook than it is to set up a camera and come up with a content in my head and get on YouTube. But let me stop making excuses. Follow us on Atlantabirdgang also on Facebook as well. Perhaps in the great debate just goes back to why we should have taken Jalen over Bijan. It would have been a perfect transition. Hey, I'm all with you on that, bro. I love Bijan as a player. Bijan is a phenomenal running back. He's already in the top 3, top 4 discussion, depending on who you talk to, running backs in the league. So the talent is undeniable. With Tyler, as you're already being here, and I know y'all tired of me saying it, but I just felt like getting Jalen, as Trevor said, would have been a better fit for the team at the time. But they both are great players, you know, both are great players. Rick Smith is in the house. What up, Falcons family? What's going on? Hey, what's happening with you, Ricky? Happy Sunday to you, man. Hope you and your family are doing good. Got our guy Art Angel is in the building. Says, what's up, Title? What's going on, Art? Hope you and the family are doing good. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. As you do come in, make sure that you do hit that like button. And don't be ashamed or don't be shy to share the content also on your favorite social media platforms. Big 404 energy. Shout out to the 404. Should we name Atlanta Beyonceville? Beyonce came through there. She was in town for like a week performing at the Benz. You know what I mean? About a week. You know, I said Beyonce once again turned Atlanta into Beyonceville, the Cowboy Carter Tour. You know, of course, my girl, she went up there to see Beyonce the Monday night performance. She asked me every year, like, you want to go to see Beyonce? I'd be like, no, not really. Not really. I really don't. Come on. Beyonce's the best performer. You know, the women get by Beyonce. Beyonce's the best performer. And, you know, you're never going to see a show like Beyonce. Like, no, you go up there with your homegirls and your sister. Y'all have a good time. I'm good. I'm straight. You know, I ain't got nothing against Beyonce, but I don't listen to Beyonce. I don't like, you know, I couldn't sing any of her songs outside of maybe some of the old school Destiny Child hits. Outside of that, I don't really know a lot of Beyonce stuff. But I'm not a hater of Beyonce, you know, because some people just hate her for the fact that she's famous and she has such a big following. You know, I appreciate her for her talent and everything, but Oh no, I'm a guy. I'm a guy that likes football. I don't listen to Beyonce. None against Beyonce. That's just no, not my thing. And shout out to the 912 in the house, one of the original zip codes. That's what the 478 used to be. We was the 912 at one point in time before the 478 came, and now the state is growing so much. They got zip codes now that I've never heard of. Seems like they created new, I said zip code, new area codes that I never heard of. I don't even try to keep up with them anymore. Seems like they release a new area code every week or every 2 weeks. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to get to the topic, y'all. Notice I guess Desmond Ritter was one of those players fans. Hey, I'm not gonna ruin the movie. But stay tuned. Stay tuned. No, stay tuned. Brian Senhouse 4-4 in this thing. 4-4 repping hard as usual. Art says, I know some of Beyonce's songs I even sing some. But going to a concert is out of the question. I don't know, man. My girl should be talking like that's the best thing in the world. But I mean, I can't imagine I can imagine like if you're a single guy and you're not a Beyonce fan, hey man, that's probably the best place to be. Cause I'm telling you, them women be at the concerts. Not that I have been, but y'all just like me, they post them pictures everywhere. They be in their cowboy hats, man. When Beyonce in town, your social media is going to be taken over by the Beehive. Nothing but women. And they be looking good. I ain't going to lie. They be looking damn good, boy. Looking damn good. So, hey, man, you're a single man, bro. Beyonce concert might be your best lick. You know what I mean? Art said, hey, you better start going to Beyonce concert, bro. They be out there, dog. They be out there. They some expensive tickets, but what? Man. All right, so y'all, let's get to it. Let's start off the conversation. We're gonna start this conversation off with Mr. Michael Vick. This is one player on my list that Falcons fans get too emotional. Michael Vick. And Vic is, I think it's safe to say that Vic is the most popular Falcon player in history. I think that's safe to say. It's safe to say. If he's not the most popular, he's nowhere further down than number 2. And when he played for Atlanta, man, the Michael Vick phenom was like nothing you ever seen before. On the field and off the field. I still at my old age now, I just feel blessed that he played for my team. Even with how it ended, I have no regrets. Because when he was here, the excitement, the electricity that he brought to this team, to the city of Atlanta, I mean, it was one of them things that you just had to be there. It's kind of like me trying to explain Freaknik to somebody who wasn't old enough to experience it. Yeah, I can explain it till I'm blue in the face, but at the end of the day, you just had to be there. That's the only way that I could properly explain it. Just like somebody a generation older than me and they trying to tell me about Woodstock. Like, bro, you just had to be there, dog. Like, that's the best I can give. You just had to be there. But you just had to be there for the Vic experience, man. It was like no other, man. The games, man, on Sunday, that shit was like an event. Going to see Vic play, going to the tailgates. I mean, the tailgates still be lit now, but it was way more lit during the Vic era. I'm not gonna front. It was just something to experience, man. And then you always knew, it, excuse me, even if Vic was having like a quote unquote bad game, like you always felt like at any time or any play he could break and bust a 60-yarder. You felt like that at any point in time that he could break and just do something you never seen a person do with a football before. It was like watching Barry Sanders play quarterback, but still got an arm like John Elway. You know what I mean? That's how it was when he had the football in his hand. It was a sight to see, man. And because of that, he established a cult fan base. And sometimes that cult fan base, I think there are times when I feel like they've gotten a lot better now currently in 2025. But there were times in the past where I feel like the fan base just refused to let go. They became overbearing and overprotective in a sense, you know. And then there was a segment of Vic fans who really wasn't truly Falcons fans. They were just Vic fans, you know, and they became kind of overbearing and difficult to talk to about Falcons football at times, you know, because they were just Mike Vick fans. And I'm going to bridge in two players with this one conversation, then we'll move to the next player, especially when 2008 got here and Matt Ryan got drafted. When Matt got drafted, and also Matt Ryan is on this list of players also who fans get too emotional about. So we're going to jump back and forth between Matt and Mike and talk about it at the same time as well. But when Matt got here in 2008, that's when this QB fan war began. The QB fan war of Matt Ryan fans versus Michael Vick fans. And I remember going, and like I just told y'all, how blessed I felt, even though we didn't win a Super Bowl, didn't even come close with Vic, but how blessed I felt just to be a Falcons fan and say Mike Vick was my quarterback. You know that was like a badge of pride at one point. Some people like, oh man, you say you're a Falcons fan, oh man, y'all got Michael Vick, man, whoa, wait, y'all got Vick. You know, it was just that badge of pride in a sense. And this is not like a real fair comparison, but I imagine that Kansas City Chiefs fans have felt that also in a sense. I'm sure to a bigger degree because they won Super Bowls with him, but with Patrick Mahomes. I'm sure if they fans, if you're a fan of Kansas City, hey, I'm a Chiefs fan. Oh damn, y'all got Mahomes. Oh boy, you're lucky. You know, you kind of got that reaction from Vic also being a Falcons fan. But the Matt Ryan fans versus the Michael Vick fans, that war started, right? And me, whoever the quarterback is for the Falcons, that's who I'm going to be supporting. So I had to, I'm going from my support of Michael Vick now to my support of Matt Ryan. That's the quarterback. And there were a lot of fans who just didn't want to get on board. They couldn't, and they refused to accept the fact that Vic was gone and he wasn't coming back. So the fan war broke out. So I'm going from the excitement of being a Falcons fan with Mike Vick as my quarterback, now to watching our fan base get split in half. watching Vic fans fight Matt Ryan fans. You know, intense fight too. Intense, intense fights. They still fight today. It ain't as bad as it used to be because both players are now retired. But they still go at it now. But that was an intense battle. And there was also, I gotta be 100 with y'all. Y'all know me. I'm not gonna BS you. There was also a racial component in this dynamic that didn't make it any better. That didn't make it any better, especially being the team is headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. There was a racial dynamic, and if anybody saw, I think it was the Michael Vick 30 for 30. Excuse me. They did a phenomenal job covering how the racial part of the Vic versus Ryan fans transpired in real time. You know, so you had that component of it also. And I'm not saying everybody involved in it had a racial component in it, because there were some black Matt Ryan fans, you know, who was in this war against Michael Vick fans who were also black, and vice versa. You know, there were some white Vick fans, you know, in the war with other white Matt Ryan fans. But the racial component was there. You can't ignore that, you know. Now, if anybody tries to say that had nothing to do with the dynamic of that fan war, they're not telling you the truth. They're bullshitting you. They're trying to downplay it, but it was definitely there. It was certainly there. So I have seen like people almost get the fight about Matt Ryan, about Michael Vick. You know, I've seen it numerous amount of times. I've seen friendships get shattered over Matt and Mike. And the thing about it is, and I as players, I'm a fan of both their games, and as players, you know, I love them both for what they did for the franchise. But the fan war made both sides overrate both players and also not appreciate the other player. Because even till this day, 2025, you'll have a Mike Vick fan try to act like, man, we could have won. Like they'll be like, you know, if this is one of their favorite points to do, the Mike Vick guys. Man, if Vick had with Matt Ryan had for all them years, man, Vick would have won 2 or 3 Super Bowls, man, if he had what Matt had, and blah 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 blah. You know, that's what the Vick fan, they love to do that. You know, so they're really propping up Vick and shitting on Matt Ryan, all in one. You know, all in one. You know, and if you haven't been embroiled in this fan war as a Falcons fan, to the naked eye, you don't catch it. You don't understand that's what's going on. Then the Matt Ryan fan, like one of their favorite things to do, they'll hit you with something like, Michael Vick was a shit quarterback. You know, Matt Ryan was the best thing that ever happened to this franchise. So they're doing the same thing the Vic fan is doing. They're, in a sense, overrating Matt Ryan, telling shit on Michael Vick. You know what I mean? So the fans of each side, they're always overrating the player that they're going to war for. I watch and listen to Matt Ryan fans overrate him all the time. Oh man, if Matt Ryan had a top 10 defense, he won 3 or 4 Super Bowls. No, he wouldn't have. If Matt Ryan had a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl and he couldn't close the game, it just wasn't in the cards for us or him to win a Super Bowl. And that's okay. That's okay. And for the the Vic guys who try to say, oh man, that Vic had Julio, man, he done won the Super Bowl. You know, Vic won and lost a 28-3 lead. Well, Vic would have had to first get himself and his team in a position to be up 28-3 in order to lose the lead. You know, because you know sometimes the Vic fans act like after he left the Falcons that Vic retired. That's what I find funny about the Vic fans sometimes. And I'm a Vic fan too. But I'm talking about the irrational fans, you know, who don't want to give Matt Ryan any kind of credit. You know, those are the fans that I'm talking about. The ones who refuse to move past the quarterback war. Y'all know which ones I'm talking about. Y'all Falcons fans, y'all encounter these same people too. You know? Yeah, well, you know, if Vic had Julio, you know, he'd have did this with Julio. And I be asking them sometimes, like, bruh, you do realize Vic played like 13 years in the league, right? Even after he got out of prison, he didn't retire. The NFL did not kick him out of the league permanently. Vic still had a career. You understand that, right? You understand he went to Philadelphia and from top to bottom, he had more talent from top to bottom. And I'm talking about offense and defense than he had in Atlanta. And he still didn't win a playoff game. And that's no shade. And trust me, y'all, that's no shade on Michael Vick from me. I'm just trying to make a point about how irrational and emotional each side of the fan war gets. You know? Like, he still have opportunity to win playoff games, and it never happened. Even in Vic's best year with Philly, which I think it was in 2010, they never won a playoff game with him as the starting quarterback. When Vic left Atlanta, he never won another playoff game after he left Atlanta. Never. And he played with a lot of good players, a lot of great players, a few different teams. Never won a playoff game. But his fan base try to make it look like, you know, he'd have did this and did that if he'd have had what Matt Ryan had. Then the Matt Ryan fans, this is another way they try to slick shit on Vic. Like, and I seen this recently, and I spoke about it on social media. Like, sometimes when you have these top, you know, the greatest Falcon quarterbacks of all time lists, and don't get it twisted, you start that list with Matt Ryan. That's the greatest Falcon quarterback of all time. I don't care what nobody else try to tell you. You know, if anybody tell you any different, they full of shit. But that's what the Matt Ryan guys would do. They will say, Matt Ryan, yeah. And then they'll start, well, after that, you got Barkowski. Then you got, Chris Chandler took us to a Super Bowl. So, you know, he has to be number 3 because he went to the Super Bowl. And Chris Miller. And then I guess Michael Vick after that. And I'm like, really, y'all? Like, are y'all serious here? Y'all still doing this fan war so hard that you can't admit to yourself that Michael Vick is the second greatest quarterback in Falcons history. Yes, he is. And I get it. He didn't play nearly as long here as Barkowski did. I understand that. But y'all, is that where y'all at with this? Like, y'all still got this prop up the one guy shit on the other guy mentality after both of these guys are retired. You mean to tell me you're going to put Barkowski, Chris Chandler, and Chris Miller over Michael Vick? Get the fuck out of here, man. And listen, I love all the legends, all the Falcons legends. I love them all. Even though we ain't got no Super Bowl, we may not ever win a Super Bowl. You know, they ain't going to change my love for the team and the players that put on the helmet and did great things for the Falcons, you know? But when do we Steve Bartkowski. Without looking, I'm not looking at any stats, y'all. You know, if one of y'all can Google it, you know, I'd appreciate it. But I think Bartkowski played here 10 or 11 years, right? Bartkowski played here 10 or 11 years, and he won one playoff game in all that time. One. Bartkowski won one playoff game in his career. And don't get me wrong, I know this was a different era of football, but this ain't like it was the 1960s now. Bartkowski was playing in the 80s. But it was a different era, but it when prehistoric era. Bartkowski got almost as many interceptions as he has touchdowns in his career. And I be thinking, like, I even asked this question in our group, like, how are we putting Bartkowski number 2, y'all? Are we calling him the greatest in franchise history just because he played here a long time? Even though Michael Vick came in half the time and accomplished more than he did. Michael Vick was our full-time starter, I believe, 4 years. And I'm not counting 1 year because he was hurt for the entire season, essentially. So he was our full-time starter for like 4 years. And he won 2 playoff games. And he won 2 playoff games. And half the time that it took Bart to win. And Bart only won 1. Michael Vick has a way higher career winning percentage as a Falcons quarterback than Bartkowski does. So how are we just automatically putting Bart at number 2 because we don't want to say, yeah, Michael Vick was the second greatest quarterback in Falcons franchise history? But that's normally the Matt Ryan guys, you know? That's normally the Matt Ryan guys. But to close up these 2 guys, I'm glad we have Michael Penix Jr. and I hope I hope a great deal Penix ends up being better than Matt Ryan, being better than Michael Vick, being better than Bartkowski. Because if Penix ends up being a great quarterback for a lot of years for Atlanta, that's gonna kill this Matt Ryan, Mike Vick fan war that these 2 sides don't want to get away from. It'll help delinquish that, because now both of these guys are going to be compelled to cheer on the new great quarterback who's winning playoff games, hopefully wins a Super Bowl. So that will help quelch that Vic versus Matt Ryan thing that people are constantly fighting over. You know, Terry says Vic was the best quarterback. Matt was the most consistent quarterback we had. Matt was only able to have back-to-back. Matt the only QB to have back-to-back winning season. I won't even say Vic was better than Matt because he wasn't. Was he more excited than Matt? Yeah, by leaps and bounds. If I had to spend $150 on a ticket to see either one of them play, I'm going to choose Mike Vick 100% of the time. But that doesn't mean that he was a better quarterback as a Falcon, because that was Matt Ryan. He was the best quarterback. Now, Terry, if you want to say Vic had the most raw talent, I'd agree with you on that. Vic was way more naturally talented than Matt Ryan by a long way. I mean, a long way. You know, Vic could throw the ball 70 yards without even trying. Just quick flick of the wrist, and that thing will go 70 yards. I'm not sure at any point of Matt Ryan's NFL career he could throw a football 70 yards. And we ain't gonna even get into athleticism, because that's a waste of everybody's time, because that's not even worth talking about. that's not even worth comparing. And I think I think the quarterback war of Matt and Mike, the quarterback fan war of Matt and Mike, bled into the next quarterback that we spent somewhat significant draft capital on, which would have been Desmond Ridder, drafted in the 3rd round. I think Desmond, and I got Desmond on this list too. Falcons fans get so emotional about Desmond Ridder. Not as much anymore because he don't play here anymore. But man, I'm telling you, when he was here, these Desbians, oh my Lord, they were so incredibly difficult to tolerate at one point. Now, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against anybody who's supporting the quarterback of their team. Nothing against that. But I felt like coming off the Matt Ryan and Michael Vick quarterback war, some of the politics of that quarterback war bled itself down into the dynamic of Desmond Ridder. Because those fans became tough to deal with. Oh, you better not say nothing bad about Desmond Ridder. And I used to sit back and wonder to myself, like sometimes, because Desmond Ridder somehow he just had this legion of support that I have seen very few Falcons players get, and he hadn't done anything. But man, these people were. Whoa. I seen arguments, people damn near get fist fighting. I seen a lot of friendships get shattered behind Desmond Ridder. Yeah, a lot of relationships, a lot of business relationships over Ridder. And I'm like, y'all, look, again, I ain't got nothing with you supporting, nothing against you supporting your quarterback of your team currently. But how is Desmond Ridder the root cause of all this turmoil between people? Oh man, we gonna show y'all Desmond Ridder gonna be a great quarterback for the Falcons, and all you Ridder haters, y'all gonna have to eat crow. Y'all just sit here hating on that man. What? Like, slow down. Let him at least have one good season. But before we come with all this virtual at people who are questioning Ridder, it's a 3rd round pick. And I'm sure y'all can recall, like that year and a half when we was in the Ridder era. Oh my God. Some of them fights were more intense than the Vic and the Ryan fights. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, bro, all this over Ridder? Desmond? Really? I just couldn't believe it, man. And it was everywhere on social media, in Falcon social media. I mean, people was like, they were going hard. They were going hard. Terry, you wild, bro. I love Desmond. And really, the people on the other side of it, they were just wondering, like, Atlanta, like, are y'all really trying to make this guy be the franchise quarterback? Is that the plan, or he just a bridge until you get more money to buy a franchise quarterback, or you get yourself in a better position to draft a quarterback? I'm talking about, man, that year and a half of Ridder, that was so overwhelming for me. I couldn't grasp it. And I couldn't understand, like, now why are we going to war over Ridder? Why are we going to war over Ridder? But boy, I see you, Terry. And see, y'all read some Terry comments, like it was bro, it was real, man. Like, people were emotional about Ritter. And then now you had some folks, they were going over the top with the criticism. Oh, man, that's sorry, that son of a bitch, man. I ain't going to root for the Falcons until they get rid of Ritter. I'm like, bro, it ain't that serious. Nah, fuck that, bro. That sorry son of a bitch, I ain't going to root for the team. I'm throwing all my Falcons shit away until Ritter off the team. Fuck that. Like, dog, calm down. I'm like, bro, I'm not the biggest fan of Ritter being a starting quarterback, but dog, it ain't that serious, dog. We done seen a bunch of garbage in Atlanta. Ritter ain't the first, piece of garbage we done had. Like, bro, you talking about you ain't gonna be you ain't gonna root for the team until Ritter go, hell yeah, fuck that. Like, bro. Like, dog, it ain't that serious, dog. Like, what are we doing right now? And I just seen extremes on both sides. The criticism, people talking about they ain't mess with the Falcons until Ritter gone. And then I seen people talking about, well, Ritter gonna win Super Bowl. Just watch. And he gonna prove all you haters wrong. Y'all don't know football. As a Falcons fan, I was in a dark place during that time. I couldn't understand what was going on with my franchise and the state of our fan base. I'm like, bro, what? I don't understand. Like, dog, what? Thinking to myself, okay, we just got out of the Matt Ryan, Michael Vick fan Cold War. That war's still going on. Don't think the Vick and Ryan fan war is over. And now we got a different war, the Ritter war. I'm like, bro, dog, this is. I'm like, boy, this is a hard damn work room for this team, bro. Not only are they not winning, but it's so many player politics in this fan base. It's so much player politics. And I was just like, God help us, God. Y'all, that's about all I had. God, please help us, God. We really need you to put your hand on this fan base and help us, because we're about to go crazy, Lord. Not only have we just really got past 28-3, because we done got to a point in the fan base now, like, okay, that shit don't really bother us no more. We don't get us wrong, we wish it never happened, but enough time done passed by, like, yeah, we laugh at the jokes now too. Yeah, that shit is funny about 28-3. It's just like somebody put up, that couple who got caught at the Coldplay concert. Like, I seen somebody put up the 28-3 on a meme. I'm like, yeah, that shit is kind of funny. What I'm trying to say is we done got to the point where we can laugh at the jokes with y'all. And now we back in another war, a fan war. So, but yeah, Desmond Ritter, man, like, bruh, that was an intense war, boy. Like, fans were emotional on both sides. I'm talking about, I seen plenty of people, like, bro, they was like, they stopped messing with the Falcons because they didn't like Desmond Ritter. Like, Toddy, you think I'm lying? I'm not finna fuck the Falcons as long as Ritter's on this team, bro, and he's starting. Like, Arthur Blank ain't trying to win, bro. Like, dog, he ain't finna sit here and keep wasting my time, playing in my face, and I'm not finna keep wasting my money on merchandise when I see that Blake ain't doing nothing but trying to line up his pockets. I'm like, dog. Hey, bro, I'm not the biggest fan of him being a starter, but at least give the man a fair shot. No, don't tell me. Cat told me was that fuck you and fuck Ritter. I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, is it that serious? But dog, man, but that Ritter era, bro, that brought us a lot of emotion, y'all. That Ritter era, boy. I bet in about 10 years from now, we gonna all look back and we gonna laugh at the Ritter era, cause man. And then the content creators, it was, you had some on pro Ritter, you had some like really not rocking with Ritter. So that was some crazy times, man. That was some crazy time. And I'm sorry, y'all. Terry says, I love and fully support any and every player that wears the Falcons logo. I salute you for that, Terry, and I totally understand, man. And for the very most part, Terry, for the most part, I'm like that too. I always say every Falcons player and every Falcons coach, they have my full support until they don't. Once I'm off the wagon, I'm off the wagon. You know, I was on that Arthur Smith wagon a little bit over 2 years, and once I got off the wagon, I was off the wagon. Oh, okay, get this guy out of here, man. Get this motherfucker out of here, bro. Get him on out of here. You know, he got to go. He got to go. So I know where you're coming from. And I was trying my best to get Arthur Smith a chance, too. You know, even with him being an asshole to everybody in the media, I saw some positive things about him. And I feel like I'm one of the few who don't have any gripes with Arthur Smith. Because it seems like now Arthur Smith is like very unpopular within the fan base, and I'd be like, well, you know, he just didn't do what we want him to do. I ain't got no problem with him. He did some good things here. He helped develop that offensive line. He showed us he gave us the blueprint on how to be a highly effective team running the ball. And we still use both of those components today. So like, all right, got no big problem with him, you know. Coaches come, they go. And some people like, man, Arthur Smith was one of the worst coaches we done got. I guess I don't. Me personally, I don't really get too invested in. I mean, how can I say this and make it be accurate? I do get invested in players, but I'm way more invested like in the team. I'm a team person, so players never like come anywhere on the level of my investment with the team was beneficial for the team and the players. You know, that's where I'm at. So that's why it was easy for me I can't speak for everybody. That's why it was easy for me being a super Mike Vick fan to easily after 2007 become a huge Matt Ryan supporter. All right, that's the next quarterback of the team. Like, I'm not finna sit here like y'all are and fight people who are now supporting Matt Ryan, you know, especially when Vic came back and went to Philly. I'm like, man, bro, Vic playing for a conference rival now. Like, that train is over with, bro, y'all. You know, so I'm always with the player. I mean, always with the team, man. That's kind of how I roll. Now, I'm gonna tell you one person who almost made the list, but he didn't make the list. It's Julio Jones. There are a lot of fans pissed at Julio for how he left here, how he acted when he left here, and how he continues to act today towards the Falcons. But the emotion with Julio never got to the Ritter level, the Matt Ryan level, the Michael Vick level. You know, it's not like that. Julio don't draw that same passion and intensity from fans when they're going back and forth about Julio. You know, some of them that just don't mess with it no more. You know, like my boy Sam ain't fucked with Julio since he left, and I don't think he ever gonna do it. But it's like no big emotions with it. He's like, man, I just don't mess with that dude no more. It is what it is. You know, so I don't see the same intensity with Julio. You know, I thought he would make the list, and I thought I evaluated everything. Like, nah, Julio, he don't bring that same intensity and passion and emotion. Definitely not Julio. Now, we're almost through with this list, y'all. There's one other player that I'm going to include. It's an Atlanta player. And y'all help me out in the comments. We're looking at the comments now, so I'm going to ask for y'all feedback. It's a player that plays for a professional team in Atlanta, but not the Falcons. Can y'all guess the player? I'm gonna look at the comments to see if anybody can guess this player. Can anybody guess the next player? But y'all can quick. Correct. Trae Young. Correct, Boogie. Trae Young. Trae Young. It's definitely Trae Young. Yep, Trae Young. Yep. Definitely Trae Young. Trae Young. Definitely Trae Young. I said this maybe about a year or two ago. What's going on, Brian C? I said Trae Young is the Matt Ryan of the Hawks. And I didn't mean that, because when I said that, some people understood what I meant and some people didn't. I don't mean that like in player style or Trae has achieved everything that Matt Ryan has already, you know. But I mean in terms of what each player does to the fan base, the fan base politics. Each player undoubtedly is a top 3 player of all time for both franchises. Matt Ryan for the Falcons, Trae Young already for the Hawks. But the fan base just fights intensely about both players. And I also said this one time. I said I thought the Hawks, I said this on Facebook one time. I thought the Falcons fan base was toxic. The Hawks fan base is just as toxic, or they're probably more toxic than the Falcons fan base. And I didn't think it was possible. But boy, the Hawks fan base is super toxic, y'all. I'm talking about super toxic. Super toxic. Terry say, what a bell at, man. I got to get a new bell, Terry. I think that one done lost his luster. But, man, the Hawks fan base is super toxic. And just like we used to spend all season long, no, bump that, all 365 days in a year, either fussing, fighting, and yelling about Matt Ryan, that's what the Hawks fans do all year long about Trae Young. You got a segment of fans, just like Matt Ryan. You got a segment of fans that are gonna protect Trae Young at all costs. You're not gonna say nothing bad about Trae Young. And then you got another segment of fans who go shit on Trae Young all year long. That's the only thing they ain't gonna do. And then they fight each other. That's the Hawks version of the Matt Ryan versus Michael Vick fans. You got the anti-trades and the pro-trades, and they just fight all year long. And I started paying attention to it. I'm like, but these motherfuckers toxic as hell. That's all they do is fight about Trae Young. That's all they do is fight about Trae Young. All they do all year long is fight about Trae Young. And I don't cover the Hawks, of course, as far as content goes. I don't cover the Hawks. Every now and then we will post about them. They'll get posted on the Atlantabirdgang pages, you know, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, because they're an Atlanta team, just like the soccer team, you know, just like the Braves. But on YouTube, you know, I don't come on here and cover the Hawks. You know, I've even been invited on different shows to discuss the Hawks, and I just have to tell the creator of the channel, like, bro, and then I can say I don't know enough about the Hawks to have an intelligent conversation with you about it, bro. You know, I don't know enough about them, man. You know, I wish them well being a home team and all that, but I'm a football guy. I'm Georgia Bulldogs and Atlanta Falcons. I don't know enough about them, but I see it on that content side, bro. You got some pro Trae Young content creators. You got some anti Trae Young content creators, and they be clashing too. Boom, boom, boom. You know, big old war going on with the Hawks. I'm like, boy, I thought the Falcons were toxic. Boy, boy, y'all super toxic. And then the anti-Trae Young people, you know, y'all remember that year? I think that was 2021. I think might have been 2022, but I think it was 2021. The year the Hawks almost made it to the finals. The very next year, the anti-Trae Young folks, they wanted him off the team. They wanted him off the team. Some of them got a trade Trae Young campaign going on. I'm like, boy, y'all toxic. And let me tell y'all this one quick story, and then we're gonna move along. I was in one of the Hawks groups, right? This is how intense this Trae Young stuff is. I was in one of the Hawks groups, right? And I had seen this guy doing a live stream, kind of like I'm doing, but it was on the Facebook groups. Y'all know we got y'all know sports Facebook groups, but this was in the Hawks Facebook group. You know, I don't really comment in there. I'm what you call a lurker in the Hawks group. I just lurk. You know, I was in there lurking, and I seen this guy going live. I'm talking about he was going in. Like, God damn. You know, spin everywhere. He was just I'm like, golly. And I'm not gonna lie, it was entertaining. You know, y'all know it when people be pissed off, that shit be entertaining sometimes. Just like when I used to, sometimes I come bang on the Falcons and y'all be seeing me being pissed off, and that'd be entertaining to y'all. You know, because I know plenty of people that hit me up, man, we lost bad today, man. You need to bang on the Falcons today when you do your show, bro. I'm gonna be tuned in. But it don't take nothing to bang on the Falcons. They give me all kind of ammo. But that's another story. This guy like, whoa, what the fuck? And he was going on this anti-Trae Young rant, right? A mega rant. I'm like, bro, this dude is going in. I'm talking about, boy, he was calling Trae everything but a child of God. And somebody who was pro Trae Young, they started giving him some pushback. You know what I mean? And it was just typical, I don't agree with you pushback. You know, just like somebody, like a point I may talk about, somebody maybe I don't agree with you, Todd, and this is why. It was nothing more than that. It was nothing personal. Hit y'all now. The guy that was doing the video, he pulled out his blicky. I don't want to say it starts with a P, but I don't want to say it on YouTube because they'll try to demonetize you. He pulled out his hammer, his blicky. As we say in Georgia, he pulled out his fire and started pointing at the camera. I'm like, okay, now this was entertaining, but now you just on some dumb shit. You mean to tell me a difference of opinion over Trae Young got you putting out your piece on camera and trying to intimidate somebody because you got a piece? Like, bro, we live in Georgia. Everybody got those. I'm like, dog, are we serious right now? And I'm gonna be real with y'all. This dude probably about damn near 60 years old. Old cats, gray hairs and all kind of stuff. Pulling out his piece because somebody disagreed with him about Trae Young. And the cat that he trying to intimidate with his blicky, his blammy, young enough to be his son. I'm like, dog, what kind of weird shit is this, bro? And like, and we got to that point in this Trae Young debate where you get up so upset that you're gonna pull out your piece on camera and try to intimidate somebody. That's when I knew for sure, like, bro, this whole Trae Young debate is beyond reasoning. Like, y'all are really getting y'all emotions and feelings about a basketball player. It ain't like the man said something about your wife, you know, somebody related to, bro. This is, at the end of the day, this is just entertainment. This is entertainment, bro. So I seen that, bro, and I'm just like, man, that ain't the most clown shit I done seen in a few years, bro. Like, come on, dog. You know, and you know, you're an old cat too, bro. Like, I ain't gonna say I could understand, but it's more understandable if this is one of these cats in, you know, 18, 19, 21, 22. A lot of them ain't got no sense. But bro, you way older than that. You way older than that. You know, that just goes to show, man, like some of these supposed to be big homies or OGs, they just wannabes. They BGs. You know what I mean? So that was something else. That was something else. But Trae Young is on the list. So we got Matt Ryan, Michael Vick, Desmond Ridder, Trae Young. Let's go to the next person, if we may. Let's go to the next person. But please, if y'all ever have disagreement about a sports athlete, don't pull out your piece. Don't do that. Don't do that. Ain't none of this shit that serious. None of it that serious. All right, so let's go to the next player. The next player is gonna be a player that some of y'all already mentioned. Troy Anderson for the Falcons. Another player that fans get emotional about. Troy Anderson. Now, what I'm gonna do, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all why Troy made this list for me. Because I've been one of Troy's, I'm one of Troy's most vocal critics online, right? I'm a vocal Troy Anderson critic. You dig what I'm saying? Vocal Troy Anderson critic, you know? And during my time of being a Troy Anderson critic, which started after his rookie year. After his rookie year, I was like, man, y'all, I was campaigning for Troy. You know, I was Troy Anderson big time supporter rookie year. But like midway through the second year, I'm like, man, I don't know about this dude. I don't know about this dude. Carl, I told you off the chain, dog. Don't do it, Carl. Hey, Carl, don't do it, Carl. Since underrated, I'm gonna pull out my fire. I try that man ain't trash at all. Oh, you foolish, bro. But rookie year, I was supporting him, bro. But after that, it's just like, man, this cat, I don't think he gonna work, bro. I don't think he gonna work, dog. Like, I don't know about this cat, dog. I don't think he gonna work. So, during me being critical of him, man, I have got like people that have given me all kind of pushback, bro. All kind of, oh man, you don't know what you're talking about, you know, blah 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 blah. I don't know. And I didn't know Troy Anderson had this kind of hive until I started being critical of him. I didn't know he had the kind of hive. So much of a hive to the point a content creator on YouTube put out a video coming at me about Troy Anderson. a content creator made a video coming at me about Troy Anderson. And you know what? We gonna pull up that video, y'all, and we gonna watch it together. We gonna watch it together. So give me just a moment, and we gonna watch that video together. Before we do that, we got our dog, Big Low Country, in the building. With the $4.99 super chat, I definitely do appreciate that, my guy, Big Low, man. Thank you very, very much for the super chat, man. The title wasn't worried about, hey, man, I'm chilling like a villain, man. Chilling like a villain, brother. Chilling like a Welch's grape popsicle in the freezer. Couldn't be better, man. Preachers coming through, man. Y'all make sure to check out Big Low Country Sports here on YouTube, man. By far, one of the best Falcons content creator that does this, man. So once again, thank you very much for the super chat, Low. Appreciate you as always, my guy. But yeah, we gonna pull this up. We gonna look at this together, y'all. We're gonna look at this together. Let's get this thing pulled up, and we're gonna actually look at this together. We're gonna react to this together, and we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down. Let me actually turn my background music down just a little bit, because with my music, his video and his background music, I don't want it to kind of mesh like that. Hold on, let me change this up a little bit. Change the view. What did I just do? Hold on, y'all. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. So before we get started, this video came across my desk months ago, but I didn't have the time to sit down, watch it, psychoanalyze it, and then make a video and respond to it until now. I had time, as they say, I got time today. I had time today. I had time all weekend. You know, for those of you who watched the show yesterday, we did like a 3-hour and 30-minute live show yesterday. So this weekend, I had time. You know what I'm saying? I had time on my hands this weekend. So we're going to actually respond to this together. So let's get started. Y'all let me know if you can't hear his audio, but let's go.
Let's talk about Troy Anderson, because apparently this fan base can't decide if he's the next great linebacker or he's just fast and bad. But
he's just fast and bad. I don't know anybody but the Troy Anderson super fans that are trying to make him seem like he's a great linebacker. But let's go.
this video isn't really just about Troy. It's about a real pet peeve of mine, and that's people posting film like they know what they're talking about and misleading people who don't. I'm using a content creator from Falcons Twitter as an example, and I want
a content creator for Falcons Twitter. So as I was sitting this down, breaking this down, that's one of the first things that jumped out at me, like Falcons Twitter. Like, okay, you know, I do Falcons content and I am on Twitter, but am I known as Falcons Twitter? Like, really? So I'm like Falcons Twitter. Like, are we serious about this? So, because myself, like, we're gonna go back to that. I'm gonna share my Twitter screen real quick. Can y'all see that, or do I need to blow it up? Can y'all see my Twitter screen? Y'all just let me know. Give me some feedback. Can y'all see my Twitter screen, or do I need to blow it up a little bit? Let me know. Because he said from Falcons Twitter. I'm like, bro, if you'd have said Facebook, all right, yeah, you know, all right. But Falcons Twitter, can y'all see that Twitter screen? Okay, so the reason I had I don't want to say issue, but the reason I was like skeptical of him saying Falcons Twitter, because I don't feel like I'm a fixture on Twitter like that. To, for example, as you can see here, I joined Twitter in 2013. I hope y'all can see that, but it says join date. I joined Twitter in May of 2013. That's when Atlantabirdgang joined Twitter. And since then, I have sent out 12,000 tweets in 12 years. So I'm averaging about 1,000 tweets per year on average, you know. And if you scroll down my Twitter feed, like, you know, I'm not like really plugged into Twitter like I am on other social media platforms, you know. I shoot a tweet here, a tweet there, but yeah, see, yeah, I'm even commenting on Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Like, I'm not a real big Twitter person, which I probably should be. I mean, I guess I shouldn't feel some type of way about him saying Falcons Twitter. I should be more in tune with Twitter, but I'm just not. You know, just to be blatantly honest, I'm more on Facebook. You know, so if you'd have said, you know, from Falcons Facebook, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you got me on that one. You know, that is definitely us. But anyway, let's go back to the video. You know, I just had to point that out. You know, we're gonna break this thing down. We're gonna psychoanalyze it here together. But let's go.
I want to say first, I'm not attacking him in any source. He just has to be the best.
I just want to say I'm not attacking him in any way. In other words, I'm about to attack him, I'm about to go at him, I'm about to shit on him. That's just like when somebody say, no, I ain't trying to be rude, but they're about to be rude. I was about to say, man, I ain't trying to be funny. They're about to be funny. You know what I'm saying? That somebody say, you know what? Hey, dog, I ain't trying to be mean. They about to be mean. You know, so we already know where this is going. We already know some shots about to come our way. You know, so like, okay, you know, what we gonna have here. So let's go.
Example that I have that's relevant to the video. Before we get into the video, I want to say thank y'all for 1,000 subscribers, because this was like a very quick blow up. I'm not gonna lie, but anyway, let's get into the video. So I want to open up this part of the video with this interaction that I had in February. You could pause it if you need to, but
okay, so he says he's gonna open up this interaction, this tweet of this interaction that he had in February. And this is on Twitter, by the way. You know, this is on Twitter. And this particular interaction is actually not with me. Can y'all see that tweet? Let me know, y'all. Give me some feedback. Can y'all see that tweet? Because if you can't, I'll be happy to read it off to you. But let me know. Like, say, hey, Toddy, yeah, we good. We can read it. You don't need to read it. Or if you can't see it very well, say, hey, man, can you read that for us? Oh, so y'all give me some feedback if you do not mind, please. Can y'all see that? Lisa said I can't see it, too small. Okay, thank you, Lisa. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it off. I'm gonna try my best not to bore you. All right, so the person who made this video, he says he's the biggest Troy Anderson hater, is like talking to a brick wall. Speaking to me, you know, again, hey, I'm one of the biggest Troy Anderson critics online. You know what I mean? And James Holloway responds to him. Shout out to James also. You know, he's always on our show. That's our brother, James Holloway. My guy, he says, but he is speaking facts. I'm one of the biggest Troy fans out here, but Troy Anderson has been awful for the Atlanta Falcons, and the film doesn't lie. James also, excuse me, he responds, he says, if you looked at Atlantabirdgang shows on YouTube, I have been a part of the film sessions and seen how Troy played. He has been out of place on runs and sucked in coverage. Montana Troy has been awful. I don't know what games you've been watching, but like I said, the film doesn't lie. So he's starting off the premise of his video based on this tweet. and me being a part of Falcons Twitter. Now, let me tell y'all this. Like I say, I want to sit down when I had time, sit down and watch this, psychoanalyze it. Because for me, it's important to understand, like, where is this coming from? Because when I first started watching this, I didn't know who this was. And that's no salt at him. I'm sure I'm gonna be throwing some salt throughout the video because I'm responding. But that's no salt. I didn't know who this was. At first, I didn't even recognize this interaction in this tweet. Because again, this is him and James going back and forth. So I did not understand like who is this? And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful manner or tone, but where's this coming from? No, like where's it? Where is the energy from this video coming from? Now, at first, one of my first thoughts was, this must be somebody who's down with somebody else that does Falcons content that, I don't really get along with that much. You know what I'm saying? We're not the best of buddies. There have been, some words said on both sides before. I'm like, he must be somebody with them. But like, for the most part, as much as I know, I don't really have too many negative interactions on YouTube with anybody. With anybody. Oh yeah, boy, the salt coming, but I wasn't trying to throw no salt at that point in time. But I'm sure I'm gonna shake up the salt a little bit here, But before we finish, we got the super chat from Dom in the building. What's been going on, my guy? Dom, long time no see, long time no chat, man. Thank you very, very much for the super chat, brother. I definitely do appreciate it. This is my dog ABG. Hope all is well with you, man. I'm fantastic, bro. Fantastic could not be better. I was telling everybody when we first started the stream, I'm just enjoying this summer weather, man. This summer heat, this summer humidity. This is my favorite time of the year. I'm a spring and summertime type fellow. Hey, so I'm doing good, man. It's always good to see you, man. And thank you very much once again for the super chat. Definitely do appreciate it, bro. But yeah, as far as the video going, I was just trying to understand, like, where's this coming from? Like, what made you make this video? I mean, like, I don't put myself in a position to call out people on YouTube. That's not my gimmick. That's not my angle. That don't make me feel good about myself. I don't even like doing this, to be honest. But again, I'm responding. 99.8% of the time, if I get in front of a camera and I speak about another person, another man in somewhat of a negative connotation, 99.8% of the time, I'm responding to you or to them. I've only done this once before on YouTube, and that was in response to somebody. I'm not. This is really just really beneath me, but gotta respond. I felt the need to respond. He wanted to get my attention. You got it. Let's go.
Second tweet really got my attention. He said this creator does film sessions on his channel. So I went to his channel and I went to go look, because if he's doing film sessions, I assumed he knew what he was talking about.
Okay. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. Let's go.
Granted, I already had my opinions on what he's saying because he's quick to show a PFF grade.
Because he's quick to show a PFF grade. Man, when the last time we talked about PFF on this channel? We do PFF during the regular season because PFF puts out weekly grades. Like, what's the beef with PFF? You know what I mean? Because he's quick to put out a PFF grade. So when I hear that, I'm really digging. Like, what's the issue with PFF? What you got against PFF?
I'm not saying PFF is unreliable, but you can only take that so far, especially when you're giving an opinion on a player.
I'm not saying PFF is unreliable, but you can only take that so far, especially when you're talking about an opinion on another player. So yeah, you are trying to shit on PFF somewhat, based on whatever reason. You know what I mean? Again, I don't really discuss PFF heavily, and not even heavily, but until the season. Now, with that being said, you know, you letting me know that you're not a huge fan of us talking about PFF and the PFF system, the PFF grades. I get it. Not a big PFF guy. I get it. Now, we're going to come back to the video, but before we come back to the video, we're going to stay on his PFF angle just a second. Let's go back to my Twitter share tab instead. Right here, where we at? Okay. So this is what I'm going to do, because I know y'all said y'all can't really see that. I'm going to talk in the background and try to blow that Twitter screen up a little bit. Well, that's not it. Because I want to show y'all something, since, you know, he's shitting on PFF. All right, there we go. That's much better. Much better. Now, so what I did, because like I say, man, like at this point, this still hasn't hit me on who this is and why. You know, why, man, why you sending shots at me, man? You know what I'm saying? Why you sending shots at me? You know, I ain't even been on YouTube that much, bro. Where these shots coming from, bro? Who sent you? You know, I'm still at that point of that. I'm like I said, I'm psychoanalyzing. So let me look back at the name of his channel. So during my psychoanalysis, I'll say, okay, this is the person that made this video is AVY3N. So the first thing I do, all right, I'm gonna go to your account. Bam. This is his account right here. Now, the first thing I noticed, and you know, if you like Twitter, I get it, but this guy has 74,000 tweets. Good Lord, son, you got damn near 10 times as many as I have. And you joined Twitter in 2018. And you are already at about 75,000. Avian, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. You know, I got an unconventional name also, so I can't give you no jokes about your name. But son, you got 75,000 tweets, and you've been on Twitter since just 2018. Sir, you need to go outside and touch some grass. You know, you need to go outside and touch some grass. You need to roll in some grass. You know what I mean? You need to go to some parties. You need to go talk to the opposite sex. You know what I mean? 70 years, 75,000 tweets. You know what I mean? That's a lot of tweeting, my boy. That's a lot of Twitter fingering. You know, that's not good for your mental. That's the first thing popped out to me when I looked at your Twitter page. Like, God damn, do you ever put your phone down, sir? That's a lot of tweets. All bullshit aside, like, bro, you need to get outside. You really do. You need to get outside, you know? So, with him speaking on PFF, hold on. Brian said ring the bell. Okay, let's go. Ring the bell. What I wanted to do, I said, okay, let me search PFF under his Twitter profile and see what I find. Well, hold on. I didn't search in the right place. Got to search here. My bad. Yeah, that's what we search. Let's search PFF. Can y'all see that? Let me know if y'all can see that. I just searched PFF in his Twitter profile. Can y'all see that? How's y'all vantage point? Can y'all see that pretty good? Do we need to try to enlarge it anymore? Give me a little feedback on it, because I want y'all to see what was going through my mind and my head as I was trying to do my research and understand the basis and reasons of this video. So let me know if y'all have any problems seeing this. We searched PFF in his profile. Appreciate it, Dom. Thank you very much, as I can see it. Okay, so that means we are good. So since he don't like me talking about PFF, I'm going to assume when I search PFF under his tweets, he's shitting all over PFF. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna assume he just shitting all over PFF because he said what he said about me referring to PFF grades at time. Now, to my surprise, this man got a timeline full of him retweeting PFF. Top wide receivers in the NFL per PFF. Okay. This was retweeted July 19th. What is today? What's today, y'all? July 20th. So you retweeted this yesterday. And you know what? When I seen this, I said, you know what? I ain't gonna think too much about that. Hey, he retweeted PFF one time. It probably still mean he don't think they're worth a shit. He just retweeted it. He could have been being funny. No, he could have been just being funny, being sarcastic. Hey, I get it. So, let's keep scrolling. Let's keep scrolling. Keep on scrolling. Keep on scrolling. All right. I see also in July another PFF retweet. Good luck trying to tackle Bijan Robinson. This is Bijan. And on his caption, he puts top 3. So, come at me for using PFF, but you're propping up PFF when they shine light on Bijan Robinson. Top 3. This is a PFF analytic. This is a PFF score. In a sense, this is also a PFF grade that PFF has came up with, but it's for Bijan. You keep scrolling in July. Here's another PFF retweet. Now, to be real with y'all, by this time I'm like, okay, he ain't trying to be funny. He fucks with PFF. You know what I'm saying? Because it is too much PFF on the page. Recent PFF. This is after he's made this video. I don't know if he forgot what he said in the video, but he made this video in May. And we'll talk about him, what prompted that video to be made in May also. Like I say, I had to wait till I got some time and I could sit down and digest and psychoanalyze this. Let's keep scrolling. Another PFF retweet this month of July. And his caption says, some geek said that blank had a better O-line. And PFF original tweet that he retweeted, I still call it retweet. I know some people call it maybe requotes or something, but I call it retweet. I'm old school. But I ain't got $75,000. I mean 75,000 tweets like he do. Nowhere in the world. But this is PFF saying all around offensive lines. And the Falcons were graded high by PFF. It says in the top 10 of both pass blocking and run blocking grades in 2024. And we got our Falcons up there, and he wanted to, show his followers that the Falcons, they score high in the PFF grading system or the PFF analytics. And he was proud of that. And he should be. I like telling people when our team does well in PFF also. So far, it seems like he's kind of just like me. You use PFF to shine light on certain scores or certain grades. So PFF again. Let's keep scrolling. July 19th. Here's another PFF tweet that was just yesterday. And it says PFF put out a tweet, says the top 5 running backs in the NFL per PFF 50. They had Bijan Robinson ranked number 3 for PFF. And his caption says, we knew who was better. So at this point, I'm like, well, goddamn, bro. You talk about PFF more than I do. You talking about PFF more than I do. But you shit on me for referring to PFF and your Twitter full of PFF stuff. Man, what kind of shit is this? What we doing? Did you forget what you said when you did this video? What are we doing? Let's keep scrolling. Replying to PFF on this. So PFF put out something that He like, this was just an hour ago. He shared this PFF tweet while I was on the live stream. He shared this an hour ago. Bro, you was on stream. I was on stream and you sharing PFF stuff. The teams with the most players in the PFF 50. The Falcons got 3. Shout out to the Falcons for having 3. What does his caption say? We'll have more this season, hopefully. Bro, not only are you continuously resharing, retweeting, giving credence to PFF content, you're now a regular promoter of them. This came out just an hour ago. But I'm wrong when I use PFL. Like, how does that work? Like, what in the world? Your whole timeline is full of PFF stuff. Did they give you a job that you ain't announced to us yet? Another PFF tweet right here. Another PFL tweet. But the analysts at PFF, all the stats in the world, said the exact opposite, and I'm almost certain Brett and EJ were citing PFF. Another PFF requote. Who has the best linebacker unit? His caption said the Falcons soon. So if the Falcons do make the PFF best linebacker unit in 2025, I'm sure you're going to requote that or retweet that also. Bro, this guy's timeline is full. He go one on July 14th. The best rookie wide receivers in single coverage over the past decade. His caption was, pains me to say it, but I seen Mike Hughes lockup leak. Look. Another PFF retweet on July the 8th. PFF says, which one of these running backs would you select in fantasy? They have Bijan, Gibbs, and Saquon Barkley. And what does he put on his caption? Of course, we are running back number 1. Bro, this is your whole timeline is nothing but you co-signing PFF. That's it. These are all recent cosigns of PFF. You know, at this point, I'm tired of scrolling. Look at PFL. Look at all this stuff. And all this stuff is recent. All this, dog. July 19th. July the 8th. Here go another PFF tweet. But y'all get the picture. By now, y'all get the picture. June 17th, about a month ago. AJ Terrell in 2024. And this does not appear to be a retweet. This is just a tweet that he put out. But let's see what it says. He could be shitting on PFF because I didn't scroll this far. But it says AJ Terrell in 2024 allowed 0.81 yards per coverage snap. According to PFF. Oh, Lord. According to PFF. The league average 1.27 yards allowed per coverage snap. This categorizes him as borderline elite. The elite category is between 0.5 and 0.8. Terrell Island hashtag rise up. This man is making entire thesis statements based on PFF grades. But I get called out when I use them. Like how? As we used to say, what they do that at, bro? What they do that at? But I'm wrong when I talk about PFF. I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about because I cite PFF grades when they come out during the regular season. Bro, this. Oh Lord. But okay, we can move past that because this guy. Y'all, I promise y'all anything in the world, I've never had this many PFF retweets on my Twitter. Never, ever. This guy's an active promoter of PFF. To be honest, bro, you ought to shoot your resume to PFF and use your Twitter on your resume and let them see how much you have been promoting their grades, their analytics, their opinions, and their systems. You are doing a wonderful job in promoting them. If not, sending them your resume, see what kind of affiliate program that they offer, because you would be an incredible ambassador for PFF. You're already openly promoting them for the free. Already doing it for free. So you should either A, be employed by PFF, or B, get some affiliate money from PFF, dog. I mean, bro, I'm tired of scrolling at this point, and I'm sure by now the people that are watching are tired of looking at it. They're probably like, hey, man, keep going to video. That boy, he loved PFF. He just said you use him because he was trying to shit on you. You know? So let's go back to the video. I just had to show that. Let me go back to sharing the video, y'all. We done made our point with PFF. He loves PFL. So let's go back here. Hit the button.
So I get to his channel and I see film sessions, and I'm like, okay, he may know what he's talking about. And so since the original topic was about Troy Anderson, this was the Vikings game that he went over. And this video caught my attention because this was after the Vikings game. And
he lying. He just lying now. Now this is where the line starts. I told you I had to psychoanalyze this because I wanted to know where and why this video was put out, where it came from, who are you, why did you put it out? Because I'd have never made a video about you coming at you in any kind of negative manner like this. That's just not how I move. But I will respond to you, especially when I get time. I had a lot of time this weekend. I got time today. So I'm going to actually rewind this so we can hear the lie again, because it was a creative lie. But let's go. Right now, he is on our YouTube channel looking at our past live streams. I'm going to let him tell his lie again, and then I'm going to tell y'all why he's lying, how I know for a fact he's lying.
He's talking about. And so since the original topic was about Troy Anderson, this was the Vikings game that he went over. And this video caught my attention because this was after the Vikings game. And
he said this video caught my attention because this video was about the Vikings game. Lie. Let's look at what he's looking at, y'all. Let's look at what he's looking at. And I'm going to blow this back up again so y'all can see it. Let's look at what he's looking at. This is the screen he's looking at. He said the video caught his attention because it was about the Vikings game. Now, mind you, he's on the channel because of film study. So he said. But that video caught his attention because of the Vikings game. So let's scroll down. As you're scrolling this page, let's take note of some titles. Because remember, he's on a page looking for something that indicates a film session. Some of the captions of the videos, one of them says the Atlanta Falcons finally break their silence on Kirk Cousins. That doesn't indicate anything about a film session, of course. Another one right here says Kirk Cousins is telling the Falcons that he wants to be traded. That doesn't indicate any kind of film session or any kind of post-game study. You got one right here, Jeff Ulbrich not confident in his players on defense. Nothing about that indicates film. Now, look at this one right here with Michael Penix. Right here. Michael Penix is a thumbnail. What does that one say? Michael Penix Jr. film session. Okay, you can stop scrolling. You got what you came for. You know, because you said that one caught your attention. Why wouldn't the one that actually specifically says film session, why don't you click on that one? Because that's what you're looking for. And also right below it, y'all, right below it, right here, What does that one say? Michael Penix film session versus the Washington Commanders. So you scroll past 2 videos that specifically stated film session, but yet you decided to stop on the one with Matt Ryan as the thumbnail. And the title of the video, Laugh Now, Cry Later. The Curse of Matt Ryan. What would make anybody think that has anything to do with film? And even on the pre-roll of the video, there's no film being shown at all. So now I know, okay, you've been keeping tabs on us. And you have already seen this video. And you saved it as one that you wanted to point out. You probably watched that video when it first came out. Because you're not going to go to that page and start scrolling and stop on a Matt Ryan thumbnail if you're there to look at film. You know, so I already know he's lying about that off top. Off top, I know he's lying about that. But let's keep going to the video. Let me get back to his video. My bad. Oh, and let me share this with y'all also, because at this point I'm still not sure where this is coming from. The entire Twitter thing didn't really do much for me, so I did read some of the comments. I got into the comment section, and the comments actually told me what I needed to do. He had a comment from some guy. This guy, I don't want to say his name, but it says probably shouldn't have used the guy's live as a point for your video with you not watching it, especially if you badmouth him. But your gripe wasn't really about his screen. But your gripe was really about his screen guest, and just left it at breaking down film. Your breakdown was excellent. Troy's problem is his inability to stay healthy that derailed him. In 3 years, he's only played in 26 games, coming up on his final year. It doesn't matter how athletic or small or smart he is. If he can't produce, he's in trouble. Now, his reply to this gentleman told me exactly where this was coming from. Where his issue with me was. It says, go to his Twitter. I hope y'all can see that. But it says, go to his Twitter and type Troy Anderson. So now I really know, okay, this is somebody that's keeping tabs on me. He's telling us about, go to his Twitter. I see him tweet all the time. And this guy don't even follow me on Twitter. He's one of them silent, one of them people that don't want to follow you or subscribe to you, but want to keep tabs on you. You know, he don't want to give you that credit or that satisfaction of being a supporter or even being a fan of what you do or how you do it. You know, I'm gonna keep tabs on you, but I'm not finna give you a follow. You know what I'm saying? Because deep down inside, I don't like you. So I'm not gonna follow you, but I'm gonna keep tabs on you. I now know he's keeping tabs on me, or he has been keeping tabs on me. Go to his Twitter and type in Troy Anderson. This guy don't even follow me, but he keeps tabs on me. So you know what I did? I did what he said I should do. I went to my Twitter and I typed in Troy Anderson. I'm like, God damn, what the hell is he talking about? Let me go to my own Twitter and type in Troy Anderson and see what I find. So I went to my Twitter. I typed in Troy Anderson in the search bar, just like I did for PFF for his, and I saw the tweets of me being critical of Troy Anderson. You know what else I saw? I saw him all in my comments, complaining, whining, crying, fanboying. That's where this comes from. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together because, like I just showed and told y'all, I'll be on Twitter, but I'm not like in it like he's in it. You know, I got 12,000 tweets in 12 years. He has 75,000 tweets in 7 years. So he more into it than I am on Twitter. That's his thing. That's his thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you still need to go outside and touch some grass, You know what I'm saying? You need to go touch some. You need to go meet you a nice young lady too. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that let me know. Okay, when I seen him, every time I made a Troy Anderson tweet or comment, he would always be in there, being very combative, defending Troy Anderson. All of them. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. All the tweets. So now it hit me. Here we go. That's what this is. That's what this is. You don't like what I've said about Troy in the past because you're a Troy Anderson fanboy. So you decided when the time was right, I'm going to make a video and I'm going to pick a video that I feel like I can pick apart and use it against you. There where we are today. So now I figured out who you are and why the video was made. Because when I first saw his name, I didn't put two and two together. Like, oh, this is you? You the guy that's always in the comments crying about Troy Anderson to me? That's you? That is you. Okay, now I see it now. That's you. The big Troy Anderson fanboy. I'm not a fanboy of none of the players. I'll go ahead and tell y'all right now, even with me making this video, if Troy Anderson comes out and he has a excellent fourth season and he turns the corner, I'm going to become a big Troy Anderson supporter. At the end of the day, I just want what's best for the Falcons. There was one point in time I got to raise my hand on this. I was the biggest Caleb McGarry hater, critic, whatever you want to call it. But he improved his play under Arthur Smith. Hey, now I'm a supporter of him. So if Troy Anderson turns out to be a great draft pick for the Falcons, I'll be the first to admit it. Say, hey, I was wrong. Troy ended up being a beast. He's a stud. I like him. Let's go, Troy. I might go get me his college jersey at Montana State. It is what it is. None of us are right 100% of the time. None of us are wrong 100% of the time. If you talk enough about one particular topic, you're going to hit on some shit and you're going to miss on some shit. It is what it is. As long as you man or woman enough to come back to the people who watch you or listen to you or engage with you or argue with you and say, you were right about that. I was wrong, big dog. Just like the whole Kirk Cousins thing. I said all through the process after we signed Kirk, hey, man, that was a good signing, boy. Woo! Dirty Bird back, boy. That was a good sign. And people like, man, nah, Toddy, bro. Like, nah, Kirk too old. He injured. Like, man, you tripping, bro. Like, and when it failed, hey, man, y'all were right about that, boy. I was wrong on that one, boy. Whoa. That turned out to be one of the worst free agent signings in Falcons history. Nothing wrong with saying that you were wrong. Like me, I don't have a problem with saying I was wrong. I don't. I don't have a problem with it. I've came on here plenty of times when stuff I was wrong about. Hey, I was wrong about that one. I missed the boat on that one. I was wrong about that one there. But yeah, this dude all in my comment section on Twitter, you that Troy Anderson fan, boy. You the one that don't even follow me, but you always pop up when I discuss Troy Anderson. You never pop up when I discuss anything else Falcons related, but you pop up when Troy Anderson, it gets tweeted about, and you were passionate about him too. Oh, okay. Now I get it. I see it. But let's keep going to the video. Let's keep going. Let's see what else he got, because I want to get the rest of these shots that he throw.
That was a terrible defensive performance. And you see the video 6 hours long. I was not watching that entire video, so I skipped through some parts. And
he was not watching that entire video, but you knew, even though there's nothing about that video that says we're gonna watch film. That video says laugh now, cry later, the curse of Matt Ryan. But I skipped through the video, a 6 hour long video, but you skip through the videos that actually say film session. Like, bro, you ain't fooling nobody. You been watched this video and you been made a mental note that you were gonna come back to this video. You don't probably watch 70% of the videos that's on this page right now, bro. Like, you ain't fooling nobody. Like, no, you only gonna be able to tell that to them goofies and them doofuses, who gonna believe that. But no, you ain't fooling nobody.
Got to the film session, and
he say got to the film session. Do y'all understand? We didn't start watching film into 2 hours into this video. He just told you it was about 6 hours long. We didn't start watching film until about 2 hours in this video. He knew what he was doing.
I was very underwhelmed.
Do y'all think Alfred too small?
I think that injury took him messed up his feet. He been getting cooked all season.
Yes.
He been getting.
Let me pause this off. So I want these NFL fans to come back and hit me with any kind of copyright. So I still got to follow that little protocol.
Cool.
Oh, see,
his first 5 games, he was letting up over 100-something yards. For real.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. First 5 weeks, over 100 yards. So let's do some math real quick. 37 yards a game. Isn't that what?
Now, I can't speak for him, but I'm assuming when he made that statement, he was saying the combined total of those first 5 games, not the overall average, which he just did. But I can't speak for Winston, but I'm assuming that's what he meant.
Well, he pretty much gave that up the entire year. Like, and it's not even just about him. Like, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We know that's a bad game. 11, 12. Like, he was pretty much decent the entire game or the entire season out.
He was pretty much decent the entire season. Like I say, y'all, this is something that he had prepared that he wanted to come back and talk about. But we're gonna let him keep going.
Side of the Minnesota game, these last 2 weeks he was pretty bad, and then the Chiefs game that was that was terrible. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. Hey, focus on number 75 for I just want everybody to look at number 75 for Minnesota. Right. And tell.
And this is about 2 hours and 20 minutes into the video. A video that he just randomly selected with Matt Ryan as a thumbnail that says the curse of Matt Ryan, laugh now, cry later. Again, he skipped all over the 2 videos that actually specify film session.
Me whether this is a hold.
Troy and Ellis couldn't block shit. Either one of them couldn't block shit, and Troy playing the outside. Look, he goes straight for the outside.
Is by design he's supposed to outside contain as a linebacker, I wonder?
Well,
let's go back and look at that. What are we on? 254. That's real. Design he's supposed to outside contain as a linebacker, I wonder?
Well, to be honest, like
in this play that he in his opinion he about to cook me with, this play really perfectly illustrates the problem that I have with Troy Anderson. More dead air, he doesn't even know what he wants to say. Again, this is a 6-hour live stream. We're 2+ hours into the video. We're not watching these videos and we're editing and producing these to be under 15 minutes, under 12 minutes, and we specifically say, okay, this was the defense on this part, and this was the offense on this part. That's not what these are. You know that if you think we're spending all 6 hours breaking down each and every single play, no, what we're doing is we're replaying the entire game and we're talking about what we see. The reason I say it looked like he got an angle to turn up and make the play like right around this point.
If you pay attention to this end zone copy, right, and you see the tight end right here and the running back on the same side, defensively, especially in the Fangio system, the mic is aligned to the strength of the formation. Okay, that means tight end right here. Okay, he's the mic.
Okay,
what is the responsibility of a mic in the run game?
I don't know. Tell us.
shut the front door. So
Shut the front door. Okay. All right, big shot. Keep going.
what I mean by that is if it's an
What do you mean by that?
outside run, you have to get over top of that. So
You have to get over top of that. Preach, sir. Preach, pastor.
asking, oh, is he supposed to do that? As if like
That's a rhetorical, sarcastic, smart ass question / statement. But keep going.
you just don't know when you're just trying to use this as a method to like just talk about him.
Now you finally said something I agree with. I was using that as a method to kind of shit on him. Now you finally using your brain at this point.
No, bro. Like, come on, man. If a run play is pushing front side, in this situation, it's an outside run. As a Mike backer, you're supposed to shut that front door, stop it from going front side.
Well, thank you very much, Jeff Olbrich, for educating us on that. We do appreciate it. Great, sir.
And so he does his job. Like,
He does his job. that emotion came out. I told y'all, but he be mad at me for being critical of Troy. You gonna hear the emotion come out after he done gave his soliloquy of what a mic does and Vic Fangio's system and shutting the door and the front side and all that. The emotion gonna come out. Let's listen to it again. Listen to how the pitch of that voice changes.
supposed to shut that front door, stop it from going front side. And so he does his job.
He does his job. Leave him alone. I'm just tired of you tweeting about him and talking about him. Leave him alone. God.
Like, you just can't have anybody have a platform sometimes.
You just can't have anybody have a platform sometimes. Well, you actually can. In 2025, for the most part, anybody can have a platform. Yeah, for the most part, you can.
When he's talking football. Now, I haven't watched this entire video. I'm not gonna sit here for 6 hours.
Yeah, you probably watched the entire video. You knew which video to go to. You knew when the film started. When the title and the picture of the video did not indicate anything of the sort, especially when you conveniently skipped over 2 videos that indicated film was being watched. Hey man, you can't sell us that bullshit, player.
Watch all this bullshit. But just listen to this. It's so much like it's so Monday morning quarterback. Like, if you don't know what Monday morning quarterback, let's just Google it real quick. A Monday morning
Now he is about to Google Monday morning quarterback and educate us on what it means. So I need all of us to take notes and pay attention, because we're about to get a free education of a lifetime. Let's go.
quarterback is a person who criticizes or offers advice about something, especially a decision or situation, after it's already happened, using the benefit of hindsight.
Using the benefit of hindsight. Using the benefit of hindsight. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just Monday morning quarterbacking. And I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of it. You just can't give anybody a platform. This is ridiculous.
This is what 90% of their quote unquote film stuff is, bro. Like, listen.
Because he had time to do it. He had time to do it because the blocking up front is pristine. There was nobody that was going to get. Kirk Cousins.
Now look, Tiny, press play and then pause it. Press.
Look at Bijan. Look at Bijan once again.
Now, see now.
Yeah, Bijan. Yeah, he out the way.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. All Kirk got to do is look to the right. There's nobody rushing that would have got.
Let me pause that. I don't want to get a copyright violation for watching my own video. So let me pause it a little bit, kind of throw the AI triggers off a little bit.
Close to Kirk. If Kirk, all he had to do is look to the right.
You got to keep in mind at this point, y'all, the ball is
The ball gone. The ball gone. Right.
Okay, thank you. That's the first smart thing I've heard this man say. Okay.
Well, thank you, sir. Well, thank you very much. I could take that and get me a job with Google or Apple. With your approval, I do appreciate that.
Okay. But the fact that he has a lot of people just on this platform talking about, oh, he should have did this because he had XYZ. It's like, bro, like, stop being Monday morning, bro.
Y'all stop being Monday morning, bro. That's not cool, dude. Stop being Monday morning. I mean, stop getting on YouTube on your platforms and doing what the fuck you want to do, and you do what I want you to do. What I want you to do is to stop the Troy Anderson bashing. Stop it. You know, just stop it.
And once again, y'all, I'm not trying to hate on them, but
wait a minute now. Hold on. Wait, hold on.
It's just some things I just really
wait. Wait a minute, big dog. Wait, let me change the camera. Wait a minute, big dog. Wait, no, I need it. No, I'm gonna put you on that Summer Jam screen, just like Jay-Z say. I'm gonna put you on the Summer Jam. So this is the person behind the Twitter fingers and the shit talking. Yo, Lil Fizz face ass. And dog, it is 2025, and do you got on a Barry Bonds dangling earring? Who wears that in 2025, bro? Are you kidding me?
really do not like. It's
Dog, this man got on a Barry Bonds dangling earring in 2025, looking like Lil Fizz. Bro, you can't be serious. Man. Whew. Lord help me. This dude in 2025, he got on a Barry Bonds dangling ear. That earring dangling off it. Dog, who wears that? That's some old 1993 shit. Even in 1993, regular folks weren't wearing that. Boy, looking like a Timo version of Chris Brown. And then he done came up here and went and put on his Matt Ryan jersey, his Michael Penix do-rag. Hey, when I saw, let me tell you how this. When I saw the Matt Ryan jersey, shout out to Matt Ryan, you know, the Falcons' greatest quarterback of all time. Ain't no shade coming at Matt from me. But when I saw the Matt Ryan jersey, the Michael Penix do-rag, he came up in full costume. Oh yeah, I'm about to show them. I'm about to show him. I'm put on my Matt jersey, and I'm gonna get my Michael Penix do-rag. And he got on a Barry Bonds dangling earring. Where do you even find stuff like that at? Who wears that in 2025? And why? What does that signify, son? You got on a Barry Bonds dangling earring, looking like Lil Fizz, looking like you dressed as an Atlanta Falcons player on Halloween. Michael Penix do-rag, Matt Ryan jersey. Dog, bro, come on, dog. Come on, bro. That man got on a Barry Bonds dangling earring. And it makes it so bad, his shit dangling. His shit dangling long. Like, oh, really? Really, dog? Really? This is who talking all this shit?
especially when we're talking about football discourse and not actually breaking down the film. There's just
Bro, you can't be serious. You can't be serious, dog. You can't be serious with that Barry Bonds dangling earring on. You can't be serious. Barry Bonds. I'm finna Google that Barry Bonds dangling earring. Bro, you can't be serious, big dog. You cannot be serious. You can't be serious with one of these on. And your shit hang way lower than Barry's do. With a do-rag on. That man done went and put on a Michael Penix do-rag and a Matt Ryan jersey. Boy, I tell you the truth. I tell you the truth. Big Low said, hold on now. I will hang it right now. Bro, them folks probably, they're probably the first earring that I sold like this since 1996, dog. That was just the last inventory that they had. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had dig deep in the basement to get that to him. You know, where do you walk up to a store? Hey, let me get that earring. Oh, you mean the diamond stud? No, not that. Oh, you mean a little small, old school loop with the diamonds, encrusted them? No, not that. I want that Barry Bonds dangling earring. Kurt Posse, you want to buy that shit? Yeah, that's the shit. Man, we'll give you that shit for free. Oh my God, dog. This has been one of them shows, bro. You know what I'm saying? This has been one of them shows. That man got a Barry Bonds dangling earring in his ear.
Just sitting here regurgitating what's going on. I could show you a random cut up of a long touchdown.
Man, you can't talk to nobody, bro. Once that earring start dangling, you gonna distract anybody that try to pay you any kind of attention, man. But yeah, that was that. You know what I'm saying? I just had to respond, man. Like I say, he shot this in May. You know what I mean? And I didn't put it as part of this video, but there was a post that was on our I'm gonna show y'all the post that pissed him off, and he said enough is enough. So he came on YouTube to send some shots at us. This was the post. This was shared on the Atlantabirdgang Facebook page on May 2nd. And a couple weeks after that, he decided he'd make the video. And what the post says, we were trying to be a little diplomatic with the post, but it said Atlanta Falcons linebacker Troy Anderson is essentially in a prove-it season with the Falcons in 2025. This is the final year of his contract, and he will need to have a tremendous season this year in order for the team to give him a second contract. So far, Anderson's first 3 seasons have been underwhelming and disappointing. I think that's what pissed him off. And he has been injured often. He will have to prove he can stay healthy and show the front office something special in order to get a new deal. After that post was made, he went and made this video. Somebody said that's a little bow wow. See, Terry, you ain't shit for that, man. But that's what set him off. That's what set him off. Seeing that coming from the Facebook page is what set him off and made him make this video. But he sent a shot at me, and I had to send a shot back at him, and let him know I received your warning shot, and now I've sent the counter shot at you. If you do respond, depending on how I'm feeling, I might reply to you. The off season is almost over. The preseason is about to start very soon. Training camp is basically here. So I don't know how much time I'll have for preseason shenanigans going forward. And this is not something that I want to do. I enjoy doing. I don't like doing this. Like I say, I've only done this twice on YouTube when I actually dedicated a show or time or energy or airtime to speak on someone in any kind of negative way. And both times I was replying to them. This is not my big loss at Bijan where I does his hang that low? His jump was like that shit was distracting when he was talking. I'm like, bro, I can't sit here and watch earring dangling like that off a man's ear, like that, bro. What we doing right now? But anyway, I was just responding to him, to both of them actually. I don't enjoy doing this, man. Like this is not my thing, and that's the good thing about an opinion, man. Like an opinion or perspective, like everybody's entitled to it. It's free. That's one of the cheapest things on earth is an opinion. You can have an opinion and it's free and don't nobody know about it. You can form an opinion in your head and it just lay a rent free in your head. And for anybody who does like any kind of content, like on any kind of team, it could be baseball. I'm sure like people who do Major League Baseball, their content creator space, they all don't agree with each other. You're not supposed to agree. It would be boring if we all agree with each other. But I've never been the type that gonna come up and try to tear down or attack somebody for their opinion or their perspective, even though he claimed he wasn't trying to attack us, which he was. But that's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my thing. I'm not Drake. I'm not Kendrick. I don't get paid millions of dollars to sit and go back and forth with people. You know, I can understand Drake and Kendrick doing it because they gonna sell a lot of records and then they can go on tour. They can make a lot of money with it. But that ain't something that I came to YouTube to do. You know, even people who have their own opinions on the Falcons or whatever, even Georgia Bulldogs, it ain't got to be Falcons. You know, I have enough respect for the next person to respect their opinion and respectfully agree to disagree with their opinion or their perspective without feeling like I got to turn on my camera and make a video and try to tear them down or try to convince people that they don't know what they're talking about or they ain't shit. Like, to me, that's weak. That's weak. And I apologize, you know, to people, you know, who watch this show and you have to see stuff like this. I do apologize because now there's just this fan base. As content creators, we should not be making it our business to try to divide a fan base that's already weak in a sense. And I don't mean weak as people, but based on how our team is doing. You know, we already got enough strife being Falcons fans that people who make content, we don't need to go back and forth, you know, trying to fight each other and diss each other and attack each other. Like, that ain't never been that just ain't my thing. You know, I understand now, being that this is the second time I've had to respond to somebody, I understand now that people get off on that. People get off on that, you know? And in my opinion, I think a good deal of that's people who probably for the first time in their life, they have somewhat of an authority as far as their voice go. Like their voice has never held no weight at any point in their lives other than when they got on YouTube and people start watching their videos. And now you're starting to feel yourself. And so now you can throw shots at this content creator. You can tell this content creator he ain't shit, you know. But before you got on YouTube and start getting people to hit the like button, the share button, you start making videos, didn't nobody give a damn what you said, you know. But now that you got a community, now you're smelling yourself. That has never been my anger. That's never been my thing. You know what I'm saying? As long as ain't nobody coming at me, being disrespectful for me, at me or anything, I'm not going to get on this camera and come at another content creator that's making Atlanta Falcons content. Man, we got enough problems within the franchise, within the fan base, that we don't need to be trying to go back and forth and diss each other. Like I say, leave that to Drake and Kendrick, leave that to Jim Jones and Nas. They get paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to do it. And even some of that shit be manufactured because they get paid a bunch of money to do it. The Falcons ain't shooting none of us no money. All right, man, go dish this, go dish this crew of Falcons content creator. Go tell this content creator they ain't shit. And don't get me wrong, you know, I'm not oblivious to what goes on in the Falcons content creator space, what has went on in the content creator space. I'm not oblivious to it. You know, I try my damnedest not to pay it any mind, you know, but when you send some shots my way, like, bro, sooner or later, I'm gonna send some missiles back at you. I don't want to do it, but, you know, I ain't gonna just let you play with me for no reason, especially when I ain't said nothing about you. You know, I didn't even know who this young cat was until, like I say, I had to break this shit down. Like, who is this? What is coming from? What is coming from? You know, and I see stuff that goes on, man. Like I said, I'm not oblivious to this stuff. I don't speak on it. I try my best to stay out of it and mind my own damn business. But that's already a hard enough job for me. Minding my own business. That's I already got enough weight on my shoulders minding my own damn business. That keeps me busy enough that I ain't gotta jump in no other bullshit. You know? So on that point, man, it's just like this for me, this is not needed. Nothing that I like to do. And I know people do thrive on this shit. You know, I know people do thrive on that shit. It's some people's whole entire job to sit there and talk shit on people. You know, some people are just hired, like, but some people, that's your job. That's why you there. When they have an issue with somebody, you only come into play to get on your phone and yell on the screen and tell people how they ain't shit. That's your job. That's why you're there. Outside of that, you don't do nothing else good. That's your whole job. You know, you the crash out. You the crash out, and you way too old to be the crash out, but you the crash out. You the guy they send into the store to get the Doritos, the Peach Fago, and 2 Swishers. And you too old to be running to the store to be a store runner. So y'all need to cut that shit out. Straight up. Straight up. But on that, man, like, y'all, leave me alone. If you don't like what I say or what I do, just ignore me. Hit the block button. Hit that. Exercise your right to hit that block button on whatever social media you on. You ain't got to be stalking my Twitter or my Facebook pages. Just hit the block button. Block me. Every social media platform has a block button. Exercise it. You know, but like leave me alone, man. Leave me alone. I'm really trying to get my life right, my spirit mental capacity right. Let me make that word easier for myself. And I ain't trying to go back and forth with grown men. You know, some of y'all damn near 60 and still on this petty bullshit. You know, so leave me alone. Don't be in my comments. You know what I mean? Don't come on my page cussing me out. And don't make videos on me. It's just that easy. Because 98.9% of Falcons content creators I'm cool with, I'm friends with, got a great relationship with. Some of them you see on this stream right here. One of them comments is highlighted on the stream right here. You know, got a great relationship with Lo. And Lo is one of the person with the type of personalities he don't let none of this petty shit get to him. And I'm trying my damnedest to get there as a person to the point where I can, the next person that take their shot, I can just look at it and ignore it. You know, but sometimes, you know, my pride and ego get the best of me and I have to respond like I had to today. But every shot people take, you know, I don't always respond. You know, there have been people said some shit and I ain't responded to it. You know, because some of y'all just ain't worth it, to be honest, man. You know, like you like Jay-Z said, you only get half a bar. Fuck y'all. You know, that's what I'm on. Part of my French, y'all know I normally keep my my voice pretty clean for the most part, but you know, I might just show these folks like, bro, don't get this shit twisted, dog. Don't take my kindness for any kind of weakness, bro. Don't do it. Do not do it. Do not do it. Lisa said, this channel has always provided good football content you have never made. Taking shots at other content creators of pride. Never, because I don't like doing that. To me, that's just weak. Like, why get on here as a Falcons content creator and take shot at other Falcons content creators? Like, you can agree to disagree. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to making a video about somebody. Like, you were putting You are putting a lot of time and effort into that. And I don't care what nobody say, you are. And that's why during this whole video, I kept saying, you know, he made this video months ago, but I just had to wait because he made this video in May. And we almost in August. And that's why I kept saying, like, whenever I have time to sit down, watch it, and psychoanalyze it, I was going to respond. And I had a lot of time this weekend. I made a video yesterday, a live stream, and making this video today. So the point I'm trying to make, it takes time and effort to turn on your camera and do this, to respond to people, you know. So why putting all that negativity in the air, you know, for a team that's not paying any of us directly? You know, nobody that I know of is on the Falcons official payroll. We all just fans, you know. And you know, this ain't got to be no rap beefs. We too old for that. Let the professionals do that who get paid to rap beef with each other, you know. But that's my spiel, man. Again, I apologize to y'all. Y'all know this is normally not me. And one other thing I do want to say, I've only done this twice. And each time I responded to somebody, I've been on this camera by myself. And I do that for a reason. I don't want anybody that I'm cool with, anybody that I'm affiliated with, to catch any of the heat that may come at me, because I feel like I do a great job standing on my own 2 feet. So anytime I'm on this camera and I know, like, look, I'm about to respond to buddy, I'm gonna be by myself. You know, I'm gonna be by myself. I don't need 7, 8, 9 people on this camera trying to come at no one person. That's another trait of a weak person to me, you know. Like Pac say, you ain't shit without your homeboys. And on that note, much love to everybody. I definitely do appreciate y'all. The season about to start, so let's get all this negativity out of us, you know, all this little petty little boy shit. Let's just get back to making Falcons content, man. You know, we ain't rappers. At least we ain't professional rappers. I ain't never seen none of y'all on Spotify. I ain't never seen none of y'all videos. Much love. Peace.